I just barely noticed it. My lights aren't on. That's why it's so dark in here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Tavon, Ethan, Smoker, and Fallinks the Memer. Welcome. Yeah, Slate shouldn't have posted any links at all. I posted those links myself. Yes, he is here again. Snowy is here. / Ethan. See if I can turn that volume down, because that is very much in my headspace and I don't want it there. That was pretty loud. We are back with more Jirachi shiny hunting nonsense. You should be asleep, but you're not. That is unfortunate because tomorrow is Monday. And usually people have things to do on those days. But I mean, hey, at least you get a stream to watch now, I guess. I mean, theoretically, isn't it only like 9:35 over there? I mean, that's what second period's for, right? Sleeping? Brock Boogs, welcome! Emmerdukes redeemed Hydrate, breaking that out bright and early. Imagine being in a time zone when you have your bedtime. For me, it's 2 o'clock. Oof. There we go. It bothers me when I'm not centered in my little window there. Like, pretty bad. At least as centered as possible, unless I'm slouching, then I can kind of get over it. In either science or geography, okay, I mean, those are 2 subjects that can be easily followed if you wake up randomly in the middle of them most of the time. I think for, like, high school level classes, the only class that you really can't follow if you fall asleep is going to be chemistry. Outside of that, pretty much any science class can... You can figure out where you are at in the material based on just what's going on. I mean, I actually quite enjoy geography, but I imagine geography for over there would be a different subject than over here, given the different geography that there is. But, and it all depends on how the geography goes. Like, we were never asked anything super specific, like what's a delta, what's a strait, and all that fun stuff for geography. Occasionally, what's the capital of this random state that you've never been to, but other than that, I imagine with Europe being not older, but like having more history, there's more things, more important geography to be aware of. And that could get kind of lame. Pay attention in science. This is fine. I mean, science was my favorite subject. And that's why I say that pretty much any of the subjects of science could be fallen asleep in and still turn out alright. It's just because I follow them better. Chemistry being the exception to that, because if you miss an atom somewhere, like, good luck, because you're never tracking that down. You can cause... Yeah, don't do that. I think that chemistry classes would, by default, make that pretty hard to do. In fact, most of them don't have the required components. However, hydrogen. My chemistry class straight up told us how to make hydrogen, and it was like the coolest thing ever, because that stuff's flammable, and not just slightly flammable, but like really flammable. The formulas and crap is like second algebra class. Yep, and that's what makes it hard to pay attention. Like, that's what makes it hard to figure out what's going on if you miss a little bit. Because it's like, now that formula's not working, and instead of making a cool jelly or something, you are now making a poisonous gas. Easy mistakes to make. Your class was like Breaking Bad. No, my chemistry teacher was just retiring and ran out of cares to give. If I didn't want to get monetized, I would have said the actual statement. But yeah, they were like in their last 2 years of teaching, and they're just like, screw it, if I lose my job, I lose my job, whatever. Just more reasons to be done with this place. I think it was also like we learned how to distill wood, and one of those processes of distilling wood released hydrogen gas, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I didn't really need to take on this Pokemon, apparently. But in that releasing of hydrogen gas, he put a balloon on one of them and collected said gas and put a match to it, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a good time. Good time. There's a much easier way to make hydrogen than distilling wood, and that's just putting electricity through some iodized water, apparently. Energizes the particles, splits the oxygen and the hydrogen atoms, and all that fun jazz. Eats up the oxygen by, like, putting it together with the salt, and then only hydrogen gas remains. And then flamage. Pretty cool. Most of the time, I would say it's not illegal to light stuff on fire. However, there are a multitude of situations where lighting something on fire could be a federal offense or a misdemeanor at best. Please tell me you're doing chemistry after learning algebra. Like, that's kind of an important step to starting chemistry. You got a 20/20. You saw the algebra really good, apparently. 20/20 vision. Or you got a 20 out of 20 on your high school algebra test. I mean, if you've done geometry, you can probably figure out algebra. Since geometry is just algebra with shapes. My school was a psychopath. They gave us like pre-algebra and then went straight to geometry and then came back and like did algebra 1 and 2. They're like, oh, kids will learn algebra better if they learn it with shapes. It's like, not the females in the class, and that's not me being like sexist or anything. Like, that was just something that was observed in my class. And as a general rule of thumb, doing studies, you know, abroad over research studies having been done, brains of male and female people process shapes, dimensions, and object space dimensions differently, and that is why I say that. All the teachers wanted because you're like done GSS level algebra. These things called Galileo test, and when we do them at the beginning of the school year to see where we got the best score on the whole school. Okay. Hello, Shiny Hunter Elite. You have indeed returned. Okay, I got the Jirachi. Now we can move on. And we increment up before I forget. I love how with this stream, like, I'll be lucky to get about 12 encounters a stream. That's kind of sad, isn't it? What kind of indie games do I play? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really played anything except for Zelda and Pokemon. I popped in Hades and played that a little bit. I don't know if that qualifies as an indie game. Haven't really messed around with Evertale, but I've wanted to. Yeah, define indie games better, and I'll probably be able to answer whether I've played it. Love the crap out of Among Us. Minecraft was once considered an indie game. Now it's not so much an indie game anymore. Done a little Ni no Kuni. I'm just looking at my games back there. Yeah. Haven't really done much. At least on the Switch. If you throw some names out there, I'd better be able to answer said question, but most of my games are like big Nintendo names, like Bayonetta, Splatoon, Donkey Kong, Pokemon, Zelda. Oh, I know what indie games are. I just don't have any of them coming to my brain at the moment. I just don't remember any that I've played recently. I know I've played indie games. Tunic. Tunic stands out. I've played some Tunic. This shiny hunt works by randomly hoping for one of the 9 Jirachi out of 65,000 of these encounters, of these possible Jirachis. You're looking for 1 out of 9 that have a possibility of being shiny. I have heard of Undertale and Deltarune, have played neither of them. Crocivord, welcome. Play it now. I mean, I'm not opposed to playing them. I just don't have them. Although I think I might have a $20 Switch gift card that I need to load up that could potentially pay for them. I don't know. Depends. I do prefer having my games physical. But I've at least heard of those games. And I've heard they're great. Lemonade, welcome! I have here in my glass a pink version of you, because pink lemonade is delicious. Technically it's raspberry lemonade though, but pink lemonade, raspberry lemonade, kind of the same thing, just one's significantly better. Undertale is $15 and Deltarune is free both on Switch or same prices on Steam. Okay, good to know. Why is Deltarune free? Is it a MMO type of a game? What kind of game are we looking at there? You have to pay attention in school, so bye. Okay, fair enough. Have a good one. Oh, it's still in huge development. Hey, that makes sense. There's multiple chapters. Fair enough. I'll be back eventually. Oh, gotcha. Okay, makes sense. And what do you do in Deltarune? Both games are RPGs, story-based RPG. Makes sense. Checks out. I've been wanting to do a little bit of Evertale on stream, but I can't figure out what that's all about. It seems like Pokemon, but with like creepy gore and death and stuff. Might be a good thing for Halloween. My chat is frozen. Where? I mean, my chat shouldn't be frozen. It's scrolling through just fine for me. I think it's your internet. Original soundtrack, yep. Most indie games have a phenomenal soundtrack. Don't play Evertale. What's wrong with Evertale? It's an RPG, nothing like the ads. I mean, that makes sense. And that would check out. Yeah, I don't like their ads either, but Pokemon. Okay, I'm level 6. It's nothing like Pokemon, and there is no creepy stuff in the games. That makes sense. Because, like, yeah, how I saw some gameplay of it, it wasn't very creepy and it didn't focus on that. But their ads are always just, like, really off-the-wall weird. Which one is better, Jesse or James from Team Rocket? Okay, I'm going to say I like James more. I think James is the better Team Rocket member. CB Genius agrees, evidently. And that's just because, like, out of their backstories that we get a little bit of, I feel for James a lot more than Jesse. Why is the chat so big in the bottom left-hand corner? Because I decided I had space that I could use to take up. And so I did so. And if I swapped things around, it makes my aspect ratios on my viewing screens like really, really wonky, and I just didn't vibe with it. Yeah, Jesse, I can understand how Jesse's kind of annoying. So, the last few weekends, I've been playing through a few Zelda games and just focusing on compiling some video footage with doing damageless boss runs of all of the fights and stuff. And gotta do a little humble brag here. Finally, after like, not 3 months of trying, because I kind of put it down for a while, but I've been working on this for 3 months, off and on. I finally beat a boss in Twilight Princess without taking any damage, and that is the boss for the Temple of Time, Armogoma. That thing is annoying. In my history of compiling damageless boss fights for the Zelda series, there are 2 battles that stand at the very pinnacle of annoyance. Okay, 3. 3 battles that stand at the pinnacle of annoyance for that. The first is the masked mechanical fish, Gyorg, or Gyorg, however you want to say that. I'm pretty sure it's Gyorg. That thing was annoying. Twin Mold was also extremely annoying, also from Majora's Mask. And then Armor Goma. All extremely, extremely annoying fights to do without taking damage. Incredibly easy to beat the boss. Nothing to it. However, doing so without taking damage, nigh on impossible. Simply because each one of these fights has one thing in common. The boss as a mechanic to beat is extremely simple, however, they throw out little minions that you also have to avoid taking damage from, and it's usually those little minions that give you damage. So, doing that is kind of annoying. Finally got through them all. Now I get to move on with my life on that front. Time to catch back up on some chats. What's my favorite shiny Pokemon? That bounces back and forth between Obstagoon and Rayquaza, just because I love the stark black shiny. I think it's an amazing, amazing look. But I also love how Obstagoon goes from black and white to pink and blue. I think that's pretty cool. Wow, I just got slammed with Discord notifications apparently. What's going on? Interesting. Alright, when you play Undertale, Deltarune, play Undertale first. Finally managed to get a legit shiny Poipole from a Pokemon Ultra Sun Moon event, so you're very looking forward to evolving it. That's funny, Tavon, because like that's one of the giveaways we have here on the docket. We're going to be giving away a Poipole and a Nagnadel, so that's kind of funny. Shark Litwick Community Day was yesterday, and I managed to get 3 shinies and evolved 2 of them so that I can have 1 of each. Shark Lord, welcome. Welcome. Hey, Follies! Shark Lord is who I was confusing you with yesterday, just so you know. And we increment up. Can't forget that increment up. I'm also low-key trying to find a Dusknoir in Platinum right now, so that's why I might be making erratic moves. So Brass, what gave you the idea to shiny hunt Jirachi? The fact that it's incredibly difficult to do, and I wanted to take on one of the most difficult shiny hunts there is, and one that not many people have the ability to do, so like I went out of my way to secure that ability. Figured it would be unique to the channel in some regards, because not everybody can hunt this on an actual Gamecube. I mean, that's fair, and I'll probably get to Undertale and Deltarune eventually. Have, after all, heard good things about them. Oh, crap. Sorry, Mom, don't yell at me! I'll fix the clock. That and, like... This is my favorite generation of all time. Jirachi being the Mew of this generation kind of goes hand in hand, and the fact that it can be shiny hunted made me really want to do this generation. Also because this will qualify as doing a shiny hunt on Generation 3, and I do have a goal to do a shiny hunt in every generation. I feel like as a shiny hunter, that's a notch on my belt I should have experience in doing, as opposed to just Sword and Shield. I want to be able to say that I've shiny hunted on every generation, and this will fulfill that requirement. So, kind of doing a little bit of goals on everything right now. That having been said, this is probably the most difficult Pokemon to shiny hunt in Generation 3, so... yeah. You're gonna shiny hunt it in every gen? You just made a trailer on your channel for doing that? Nice! Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to do a video revolving around it because Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Generation 4, I got a shiny Giratina on, but it's one that I wasn't able to record. And I don't think I will be able to record doing it because I think doing it with an emulator is cheating, and I don't have a way to record DS gameplay. And I just don't want to do the top-down camera shot for it. So, like, I don't know if I can do a trailer video about shiny hunting on every generation because I just don't have the ability to record every generation and won't play them on my computer to satisfy that requirement. For this, I am still using original hardware in some way, shape, or form. No, these DSs don't have... The DSs don't have a video audio out. Okay, I'm pretty sure if I remember my stats right, I can find in Turnback Cave a Dusknoir. That is not the Pokemon I'm looking for. Yes, Senna Spring, Turnback Cave. Cool, I'm in the right place. So people can record the 3DS using some custom firmware. I don't know how to custom firmware a DS, nor do I think the ability to record that works. However, the 3DS uses a different encoder for DS games and 3DS games, so through that avenue, you can't record DS games on the 3DS recorder, on your 3DS custom firmware. It's really weird, and it's dumb, but yeah, I actually looked into trying to figure out how to do that, and yeah, it just wasn't happening very well. How is no thing fighting me? I don't understand. Okay, if I remember correctly, I just leveled up. Yep. Well, I obtained the Reaper Cloth in Turnback Cave, so I imagine I have about got to be going the right direction. Which one is better, 3D Pokemon or old 2D? That's going to depend entirely, because I am very fond of Pokemon Colosseum, which is technically a 3D Pokemon game. But when we have to consider that Alola, Sword and Shield, and the new BDSP are also some of the only 3D games, I have to say 2D Pokemon is better as a whole. Now, the mechanic of it, I think the 3D mechanic makes it look better. But there aren't many great 3D Pokemon games. I too would like to see a 3D Pokemon game live up to the glory days of the 2D Pokemon games. Okay, I'm not interested in getting lost in the Turnback Cave right now. You like 3D Pokemon better? I mean, you're not wrong. I don't think anybody's right or wrong in that situation. They each have their benefits, and like I said, I think Pokemon Colosseum was a great foray into the 3D Pokemon universe. One that I think they should have kept with a little bit better. But I think Generations 3 and 5 are significantly better than anything that we've had in a long time. That having been said, with Generation 6 technically being a 3D Pokemon game, I think there's a good argument for Gen 3, specifically because... for 3D being the better one, because Gen 3 is in 3D as well as 2D. I'm gonna say it, Tavon. Technically speaking, if all of your Pokemon that are shiny are from trades, yes, you are not a hunter per se. A collector, yes. But being a shiny hunter means that you're actively going out and doing the grind yourself to get those hunts happening. Not just tracking them down in a trade, because most of those trades are going to be generated anyways, so that takes a huge chip off the shoulder that way in regards to having shiny Pokemon, because chances are they're generated, they're not going to be considered like fully real Pokemon at that point. They're just code. For me, being a shiny hunter is the act of grinding the hours to get said shinies. Yeah, CB Genius in the chat agreeing. I wouldn't call trading real shiny hunting, but it is a way to get shinies. I would call it shiny collecting at that point. You are still shiny hunting Phalanx. Good luck with that one. Are you doing it via breeding, or are you doing it via just random encounters? Well then, yeah. I mean, if you've caught a couple of your shinies yourself, then yeah, I would classify that as a shiny hunter. The best Pokemon version, in my opinion, is the one that I am playing right now. And that doesn't change depending on the game I'm playing. Sapphire is the definitive Pokemon experience, in my personal opinion. Second to that would be White. Pokemon White. Though an argument could be made for Emerald and Crystal. Shiny Keldeo is illegal in Sword Shield because it has never been legal anywhere else. Keldeo is still one of the locked Pokemon that has never been allowed to be shiny, has never had a shiny giveaway or distribution. The stream is lagging like crazy on you. I am sorry to hear that. Everything is showing correct on my side, so it's likely an internet connectivity issue on your side. From what I could tell, I could have just jinxed that, though. Okay, Kiko Melon. I mean, they're great games, they're great choices. It's easy to be in agreement with those selections. Like, you really can't go wrong with them. Although, for some reason, people do give 3rd generation a lot of flack, and I don't exactly know why. I mean, I feel like it had a pretty decent amount of new introductions to the series. It has my personal all-time favorite mechanic ever introduced into any Pokemon game. Can anybody tell me what that mechanic is going to be? Third generation is a game changer. It has to be the best. Fair enough. I can agree with that statement. CB Genius, it is not secret bases. But those were also fun. You're gonna switch to 4G, okay. Good luck with the different method of internet functionality. You wish that the shiny Galar birds... You wish you had the shiny Galar birds, but they are illegal? They are most certainly not illegal to have the shiny Galar birds in Sword Shield. They were a legitimate giveaway. I have some myself. They butchered secret bases in BDSP, they sure did. Told you I'd be back. Well, welcome back, Ethan. Dang, Google lied to you. It's possible you got an old article, but yeah, during the Pokemon... Oh, thank you, Kiko Melon, for subscribing. Back in February, March, and April, Nintendo had 3 tournaments that they did on Sword Shield, and the reward for participating in those tournaments was a shiny version of each of those Galar birds. Oh. What happened here? let's go find May. Yes, it is possible that you can get it to this day. However, it will be a generated Pokemon. And the bots over on my Discord channel can assist you in getting a copy of those shinies. It's actually a copy of the one that I received from the event, so you don't have to worry about it being read as legal or anything like that. It's going to show up just fine. I'll be gone in about 20 minutes. You want Beetle? Beetle works for any subscription and or follow, whether it's YouTube or Twitch. However, it does not work if you have been a subscriber already and choose to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. It just doesn't read that in the system. I think your shiny hunt for Rotom would count. It wasn't an ordeal. You went through it. I do remember you talking about that. Like, yeah. I think the only qualifications to be a shiny hunter are that you actually go out and hunt shiny Pokemon for fun. Or for the challenge. Whichever. I don't think there's any special, super special requirements by any means. Here's a question for Brass. On a scale of 1 to 10, with the highest being 7, what is your favorite color of the alphabet? I'm going to say croutons. Apparently, I was playing Splatoon last night. Man, I am multitasking up a storm here, that is for sure. Oh crap. Oh crap, what have I done? What have I done? I've doomed myself. I have to go back and heal. Hey! Yeah, I mean, having a team full of shiny Pokemon is pretty great. But, back to my question about the favorite Gen 3 mechanic that got introduced in this generation. It's one that I've only accidentally gotten to one time, and it was actually earlier in the stream. If that helps answer what the mechanic might have been. My favorite Generation 8 mechanic is the the recognition of beating the champion in the post game, and when you start up the game, your champion team is registered on the title screen. So I thought that was extremely cool. You think Dynamax is bad? I didn't enjoy Dynamaxing the most, so I agree with that one. What's the best Galar starter to have a fun playthrough? Cause you beat Shield and now you're playing Sword. I'm gonna be honest. I think the best starter for the most fun in Generation 8 is Score Bunny. I hated Inteleon with a burning fiery passion, and Rillaboom sucks. Like, I love Rillaboom, don't get me wrong, but I just think as a typing, and for that generation, he makes it incredibly difficult to play the game. Dynamaxing Z moves, you think those gimmicks are all a little over the top? I think so too. I thoroughly enjoyed the Mega mechanic. Only in gym special battles? Yeah, I think it's kind of ridiculous that they limited it so much. Terastallizing is going to be an insane beast to talk about and encounter. But this is my all-time favorite mechanic, introduced into every Pokemon game after Generation 3, but starting here. Here, honey, if you're going out on an adventure, wear these running shoes. This is revolutionary at its finest. Like, I cannot express to you the joy as a Pokemon player that I received in getting to Generation 3 and finally having the ability to zoom. Like, oh my gosh, this is like the best thing ever. And he runs so fast in this game. And then, like, you go to Generation 4 and they butcher it and he runs. And, like, when he's running, he's still only moving this fast across the screen. And it's just, that's why I hate Generation 4 so much, is because it took the improvement of this from Generation 3 with the running shoes to putting on the running shoes in Generation 4 and moving like this still. It's like, really, guys? You just made it worse. That's my favorite mechanic in Pokemon. Do I need to have Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing, Z moves, and Megas? No, I just need the freaking running shoes and I'm happy. That's all I need. That's all I need. Running shoes. For the memes, you can name your Score Bunny Bugs. I think that would be cool. There you go. Oh, I was just checking my Pokemon. That's what I'm doing. And we did already increment up for that one, so I don't need to worry about that. Camo Sands. Oh, lol, that's funny. Okay, but one thing I do need to fix is my Gamecube controller cord, because it being crazy right now. Give me 1 second. There we go. It got all twisted up and unhappy with life and everything. Also, I know I harp on the whole throwing the kid in the back of the moving truck and just going for broke on that one, but like, another note entirely with that. He's just standing there. They don't even have a chair for the poor kid. He's just like standing next to all these boxes in the back of a moving truck, hoping that nothing happens. No bumps, no falling over. Nothing. Hello, Lagia. Oh, following, she just barely noticed the 8 switches in the back? Dang, dude. Yeah, that's what's running all the bots right now. Yeah, that's the bot collection. Only 5 of them are working right now, because of the Switch update that happened a little while ago. Kind of killed 3 of them, but hopefully we'll get them back up pretty quickly. Is the remix he or she had a bunk bed? I don't know. I don't remember looking at the rooms in the remakes. Oh, I'm pretty sure the Switch successor would be backwards compatible. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're going to do an Xbox One versus Xbox Series X kind of thing, where most of your games are still playable on both, they just look prettier and better on the new system. And I harp on this a lot on my channel with talking about the Switch Pro rumors and all that fun crap. I think we still have 3 to 4 more years. I'm pretty sure it's closer to 3 now, of the Nintendo Switch being a thing. It came out in 2017. About a year and a half ago, they said it was halfway through its life, so we should have somewhere around 3 years left. Nintendo's not in a hurry to make a new system, because one, Nintendo fans aren't all about those graphics. Like, none of their games are very graphical experiences, let's be honest. We're more about the gameplay mechanics, the story that's told, and the fun we have along the way. When they make a new system, if they make it to specifications that everybody's saying that the new Switch should have and needs to have graphical-wise and performance-wise, they're going to be killing the ability to sell games to an entire population. Like, the Nintendo Switch is their most highest selling system to date. And if they make a new system, they have right now over 11 million people they can sell one Switch game to every time it comes out. If they make a new console, they then have to create a marketplace to sell those games, because not everybody's gonna get the console. So, like, there is no hurry for Nintendo to make a new console to only cut their consumer base in half if they're lucky. If they're lucky, half of the people that own a Switch would buy the new console. It's gonna be more like 20% at best. CB Genius, you have a good one. Good luck at the gym if that is where you are dipping to do some more dips. Get swole, all that fun stuff. Tavon was just about to say that. No lag, yeah, but if it was a good Wii U game, it is on the Switch. So we do gotta talk about that one. It may not be backwards compatible, but they ported it. We're still waiting on the Zelda games, though. Milk the console dry, then they will make a new one. Yes. And like they said, the Switch has probably about 3 more years in its life. At that point, they can probably make a new system that isn't backwards compatible, but is more high-tech that would make people want to buy it. Then they'll risk killing their consumer base. But we all saw how long the 3DS line lasted. That had a good long life. They have merged their handheld system into their console systems, and that's the reason why it's doing so well. They're not in a hurry to upset that. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know about the bunk bed. I love how many streams it's gonna take me just to get to 100. Like, let's be honest, if I could stream at like 2 hours at a time doing some of these encounters, and like I'm lucky to get 10 done in that 2 hours, it's gonna take me a long time. 5 streams roughly. Well, no, it's it's gonna take me pretty much 10 streams to get 10 encounters. That's gonna be kind of sad. Give you a taste of what being a trainer is like. The answer to the question of what's 11 plus 10? Okay. Oh, that was a dumb move. Mudkip critted me and I didn't pay attention. Lame. Gauge last. Maybe in hours that this is going to take me, probably. Links, you're gonna get the OLED model of the Switch for your birthday? That's legit. I kind of want to get the Pokemon OLED Switch, but oh dang it, I didn't want to do this. Puchiana, come on, bro. I didn't want to do this with you right now. Also, why do I have experience? I think I did a battle I wasn't supposed to do before battling May. Oh well, that just means that May is going to get wrecked when I fight her next. That's awesome. Get the OLED model Switch for your birthday. I do want that Pokemon one, like I said, but I am like convinced that they're going to do a Zelda one for Tears of the Kingdom, and like I know I'm gonna want that one more, and I definitely can't justify getting both. That makes sense, and it is an expensive thing to get just for convenience, just for a slight upgrade. Like really, you're not missing out on anything for the OLED versus the Switch. At least I'm not missing out on anything when I have it, because I don't play in handheld mode that often, because I'm usually recording gameplay anyway, so it's pretty much perpetually in docked mode, but I do gotta say, in handheld mode, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous look, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing Metroid Dread on it, and would not recommend playing Metroid Dread on any other console, just because it doesn't look as pretty. It was a beautiful game. I loved the experience, and I wish I could remember to not fight these things so that I can save my energy for May. Your last Switch only lasts to 1 to 2 hour battery life because you used it to YouTube 10 hours a day? Wow. I don't even know how long my Switch battery life lasts. I suspect those ones behind me don't last super long. You were lucky enough to get your V2 Nintendo Switch, Pokemon Legends Arceus, a carrying case, and a 1-year Nintendo... Oh, nice, nice, Tavon. Very good. You're lucky to get a V2. I went out of my way to get V1s. It's kind of funny. Let's go, Torchic. Kill that Mudkip. Crocavord, welcome back. They want the money. I'm gonna defend Nintendo a little bit on that. It costs a lot to run servers for games, for people to play those said games on. So I can understand wanting to charge a subscription fee to help pay for those servers and keep profitability up. I would gladly pay Nintendo Online to be able to trade and perform functions online because it's something that's extra for me. I don't play a lot of necessary multiplayer games, so that's my style of gaming. That's why I stick with Nintendo. I'm not out there playing Call of Duty and perpetually trying to do battles with people, and pretty much every company has paid online anyways. That having been said, I'm okay with it because I want them to continue to focus on their developing teams making better games and making better hardware. I'm okay with paying a small price to trade online, to do online stuff. What I am not okay with, however, is charging for Pokemon Home back when it came out and then not telling us that it's going to be a constant. You're not going to be able to get all those Pokemon out once you put them in. That is the thing that pisses me off about Nintendo. So kind of a double-edged sword there. I support the online subscription. I wish they would make it better and more worth the money as well as a user interface. But at the same time, I am really pissed off that they're like, hey, use this Pokemon storage system, Pokemon Home. When you get to the Switch, you'll be able to put all your Pokemon on your Switch. Cool. And then they were like, Pokemon Sword and Shield came out. Sorry, you can only get like 600 of these Pokemon on your Sword game. You can't get all 800 of them. Sorry, not sorry. And now you're forced to continue to pay for Home in order to access those Pokemon. That's the part that pisses me off. Yeah, if their servers could be better. You're right, Lagia. There definitely needs to be some server improvements on Nintendo side. On the service in general, like the ability to send messages to people on the Switch itself would be a huge one. To communicate directly from the Switch platform, to be able to have online chat through the Switch platform itself instead of having to use your phone, I think that was a stupid gimmick that doesn't work very well. It appears my argument has been beaten as I happen to have some perspective. I mean, your argument I still feel is valid. I hate having to pay for Nintendo Online as well. It has a purpose and every other company does it anyways, so like, it's not that big of a deal, they just need to make it better. Their price point is also significantly cheaper than every other company, so like, I can't fault them for, like, what, 20 bucks a year? and then the expansion pass if you want that. Whereas you got like $70 a year for Xbox Live or something ridiculous like that. Oh no, Tavon, your Alpha Shiny Rotom. If you put him back in PLA, can he be Alpha again? Or did it... Because, like, I've heard Home takes away the Alpha status. Yes, all of my switches for my bots are by default modded. Yeah, all 8 of those switches back there have been... I call it soft modding because I don't full send my mods. There's just no need for it. For what those bots need to do, there's no reason to fully modify the custom firmware. They just need additional programs to run on them and they're good to go. They don't need all the... They don't need like tinfoil or anything that really alters the Switch's hardware. Basically, they are just modified enough to boot from an SD card instead. That's it. But yeah, if they weren't modded, the bots wouldn't work on them. Hey, this is the first time I've remembered to go straight to May's house this entire stream. We're getting it. I typically don't play Truth or Dare as a legally responsible adult because that gets you into bad situations very quickly. He keeps his alpha status, that's good to know. Not that I have any alpha Pokemons. I've had horrible luck receiving or finding alpha Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like, you can find shinies left and right, but alphas never once. This is not the place to chat. I mean, that's not super bad by any means. But out of necessity, I would have to avoid putting stuff up on streams as that can get me demonetized. But sure, I'll go for a truth, why not? Who knows, a funny story might come of it. Stupidest thing I did as a kid? Gonna be honest, I spent a lot of my childhood playing video games and pretty much doing that exclusively. I think the dumbest thing that I would have done was going across the monkey bars in 3rd grade with gloves on. That was a pretty dumb decision. Ended up breaking my arm out of that deal. That kind of sucked. Then I couldn't go skiing that year, which put me behind learning how to snowboard. But, dude, it was like freaking October, and it was already snowing, so I was like, okay, I want to go across the monkey bars. These are kind of cold. So, I did it with gloves on, and I was doing a fantastic job. That having been said, I was going extremely slowly, and one of my friends at the time decided that I needed to hurry up. So they pushed me, but, like, they pushed down, and, like, right above my butt, so, like, right around my tailbone area. And so, they pushed down, and I hung on. Like, don't get me wrong. My feet swung up, kicked the bar in front of me. Well, a few bars in front of me. So I went horizontal to these, parallel with these monkey bars, and then I slipped and let go and fell straight down and like caught myself like that. And if you know anything about how your arm works, you don't want to do that. Your arms do not enjoy that at all. So I broke my wrist and should have been able to go skiing because as long as I kept the cast on, it should have been fine, but my mom said nah. So, yeah, that's a story of how I broke one of my arms. I'm pretty sure I broke my arm another 2 times after that. Yeah, I feel like there's an arm break somewhere that I cannot remember, just like it's gone from my memory, because like I know I've broken my right arm twice and my left arm once. I can remember 2 of my arm breaks. I can remember that I broke my arms a total of 3 times. I have no idea what happened the 3rd time and how it happened. Like, it's just gone from my memory. My mom doesn't remember. She swears that I only broke my arm twice. But, like, I know I had a cast on my right arm twice and a cast on my left arm once. Because it sucked. I had to live with it for 6 months. But yeah, I broke my arm and completely can't remember how I did it. Music on stream is very, very liable to get me not monetized, and we don't want that. Or copyright stricken. Especially seems how one of my videos is already on warning for a link to a sketchy site. Apparently YouTube took issue with my how to custom firmware your Switch video, how to create a Discord bot, and the link to projectpokemon.org was not okay to have on there, so like I'm still waiting for that whole thing to get resolved. So I gotta kind of be careful. Do I have any rare Pokemon cards? Kind of. I have a pretty freaking sweet Mew from the Fusion Strikes pack. 2 of them, in fact. I mean, I have a few rare Pokemon cards. I got this black and blue Mega Gardevoir card that's pretty freaking sick. Love that one. You have a shiny G-Max Charizard VMAX. Very nice. Not a bad card. If it's from a video game, of a certainty, it is copyrighted. I'm doing well, Avery. How about yourself? Oh, we didn't do that right. Oops. Most music is. That's why when I do play music in the background of my streams, it is most exclusively Glitch City, a YouTuber who does her own music and has given permission for streamers and all that to utilize her stuff on their videos, so long as credit is given. And that's why I only use Glitch City, is it's easier. I like all of the music that I've heard thus far, and it's easier to say, this music is all by Glitch City, so go check out their channel. That's usually what I do when I'm streaming music in tandem with a shiny hunt. This one, I just haven't really felt the need for, because, like, I think Generation 3 had some bopping music anyways, and this is, like, the first time I've ever really streamed shiny hunting since Dialga without the need for music in the background. But eventually I will get bored of it, so we will probably be switching to some Glitch City at some point anyways. Links, we'll be right back. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Links, I am not gonna risky the bisky on music that I haven't vetted myself. Lemonade has played 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th generation, and you, what is your favorite generation? I have played every generation. My favorite, hands down, is Generation 3. Second to that would be Generation 5. Then Generation 2. Generation 1, 6, 7, then 8. Did I get all of the numbers in there? I feel like I did. Nope. I missed 4. So let me redo that numbering. It would be 3rd, 5th, 2nd, 1st. I'm gonna go 7th, 4th, 8th. Or, sorry. 6th, 7th, 4th, 8th. In order of best to worst. So, Generation 3, then 5, then 2, then 1, then 6, 4, 7, 8. Yeah. For the stream, I'm using a desktop. For the actual contents in the stream, I'm using a Gamecube and a Wii. You found a Pokemon-related remix to the non-Pokemon music that is copyrighted. Interesting. It's a boo. I'm imagining that was supposed to be Bob. I am fairly confident I forgot to increment up at the end of the last encounter, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit and see where we're at. I sure did. Let's get that fixed. This is a good thing about these taking so long, is it's pretty easy to figure out if I messed up or not, because I'm looking at the number for so long. you have almost 150 on your YouTube channel. I'm assuming that means subscribers. I haven't even seen any notifications pop up saying that you're making videos. Hey, sure enough, you are almost there. Looks like you've been doing a little Pokemon Go and stuff. Nice. Not bad. Falling says they make a lot of content and have a great amount of views, but barely getting subscribers. Yeah, Smoker, this is a tedious shiny hunt to be sure. 8 to 10 minutes per encounter if I'm really paying attention. And I thought BDSP took forever to reset. At least this one has an excuse. So I can't be too upset. Really, consistency in content's gonna go a long ways towards getting subscribers. That and bribing them with bots. Definitely helps. Yeah, like, the reason why my channel blew up so bad is because I have the Pokemon Sys bots doing the giveaways. So I owe a lot of my growth to that. Like, November of last year, before I did any bots, I had about 600 subscribers. And most of them were there for Zelda content at the time. I'm going to say half were due to some Pokemon content that I was, well, a little under half, because I did say most of them were Zelda at the time. A little under half were there for, like, my Zarude giveaway information and things like that, how to get it in the US before they did those events. I also had some shiny Regigigas hunts and some Regi hunts that we were doing. So a good number of them were before bots. However, after the bots, starting about November, middle of November, when BDSP came out, we got bot access for that shortly thereafter. My channel exploded because I was one of the first channels to have bots freely available for people to use, and started specifically giving away competitive breeding Dittos using those bots. So that was the allure to the channel at the time. And because I did that, my channel grew like 2,000 people over 3 months. And then from February of last year until now, well, sorry, February of this year until now, is where the other 2,500 people came from. So had I not done the bots, I probably still would be below 1,000 subscribers. However, my channel would still probably be Zelda oriented as well. So, I mean, I don't know which is better in this situation. I'm thankful for the bots, definitely for the channel and the success that I have on my channel. But when I first started doing YouTube, I wanted a Zelda channel. I really, really want to be a Zelda tuber like Hyrule Gamer, like Bandit Games, Zeltic especially. But there's just no new content to do for Zelda games right now, so Pokemon kind of fell into the niche. And then I started building a Pokemon fan base, and at this point I feel like it's kind of unfair to like go away from it on this channel. I don't know. My Zelda views, or like my Zelda videos get maybe 100 views. I did have a random one get 3,000 views, which I was super thankful for. But ultimately, my Zelda videos don't get very many views, so I don't do them very often. Yeah, there was a Switch update that killed 3 of my bots, and until we get that fixed, they are going to be broken. They might be the future. Like, I think there will always be Pokemon Sys bots. The Switch made it super easy. A new system might not allow for it. It all depends on how they roll out the new system, because you have to jailbreak the new system in order to bypass that, and they might make a way to not have that happen. Who knows? It's incredibly possible. I mean, they rolled out the patched Switch so that we couldn't do them, so it's entirely possible that Sysbots could die with the Nintendo Switch. We didn't really see them a lot on the 3DS. It was possible, kind of, but you just never saw it. But they could make a failsafe in the new system that says Sysbots can't be a thing. But I think there's a pretty dedicated community of Pokemon players that will find a way to hack a Nintendo system. Thus far, no Nintendo system has been invulnerable to custom firmware as long as it can connect to the internet, so... Yes, Avery, it's definitely good. It is definitely bad to pirate games, and I don't do that on the channel here at all, so... We don't really talk about pirating games. It's not good. It's pretty bad for the developing community to pirate games. All of my Switches are running modified software, custom firmware, but legit copies of the game. Physical copies. That's why my bots are so expensive, actually. It's because every time I want to swap the game that the bot's using, I have to pay 50 bucks for a copy of the game. So when well, I guess 60 bucks rather. When Scarlet and Violet comes out, I have $800 in games to purchase just for the bots. So that's gonna be fun. I have like 4 double packs pre-ordered. It's great. In other news, I don't think I'm going to have to be held to be doing my giveaway for Scarlet and Violet, so that's cool, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of bummed about it, but also that's $120 I don't have to spend on giveaways. The running thing is if I hit 6,000 subscribers, by the time Scarlet and Violet comes out, I will give away a copy of the game on my channel. Well, we have like a month left, almost exactly, and I'm still down 1,350 subscribers. So, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to hit my 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I'm also pretty excited about that. But there was no giveaway associated with that one, so... It is what it is. Like, I really wish I was able to be having a giveaway for that. But And I'm also kind of glad that I don't have to fork over that much monies. I'm pretty sure I already checked this one. Okay. And increment up. Oh, Tavon, I'm still gonna be doing sysbots. Don't you worry about that. Like, I will be doing sysbots until the Switch dies for sure. What will I stream again, or when will I stream again? Well, I think tomorrow I can get away with doing a stream right after work. As to what I'll be streaming, it's probably going to be Pokemon Colosseum, to be honest. Yeah, and I did get my Switches at GameStop. Depends on if they pop up on my notifications while you're streaming, I guess, Avery. And I guess it would also depend on what you're streaming as well. Like, honestly, YouTube hasn't even been notifying me that you've been uploading, to be honest. Yeah, I saw that when you had mentioned how close you were to 150, I popped over to your channel for a second and saw what you've been uploading. Yeah, right, Tavon? Need the sysbots in your life. And some more cowbell. You can't go wrong with more cowbell. I can hear somebody shouting down the road. We'll go help him, wee little lad. Come on, little fire Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what the Pokemon Let's Go Nintendo Switch was. I didn't even know they did a Switch for Pokemon Let's Go. To my knowledge, pretty much every special edition Nintendo Switch is patched by default. Because those are the only ones that would be considered a V1. Pokemon Let's Go is pretty much a remake of Yellow version. And honestly, I don't get why it's so popular. Like, I will hear nothing out of the Pokemon Let's Go community at all until I take down the Let's Go bot. And then, like, all of a sudden, 10 people need to use it that day. And, like, they're really, really butthurt that it's down. But it'll go days without being used, and then the day it goes down, like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, why isn't the Let's Go Pikachu Eevee bot working? And I just don't get it. Why are there so many people still playing that game? It's dead. It was a bad game when it came out. It's still a bad game. It's a Pokemon game, so it's pretty good. But as far as Pokemon's concerned, there's Sword and Shield, and there's Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Out of those, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Out of those, I would not pick up Let's Go Pikachu Eevee for nothing. Like, I would prefer to play Fire Red, Leaf Green anyways. Like, I just, yeah, it's one of those things that I just don't get. You want a 3DS for Christmas? Well, hopefully you're able to get that. 3DSs are pretty fun. Great for finishing up your Pokédex, especially if you jailbreak it. It was like a filler, it finished, it's very nostalgic. 150 Pokemon, they added a little inversions of them. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, They're Pico Melon. Like, I did enjoy my playthrough of that game. But the replay value just isn't there for me once I beat it. I was like, okay, cool. Like, that was a nice little trip down nostalgia lane. Let's move on with life. For me, there's just no reason to go back and continually play it because it's not the original. It just doesn't scratch the itch the right way, so to speak. So, like, needing... And that game is incredibly easy, right? Easy to beat. For me, it's just that there's no reason that you need to use a bot for it. It's not that it's a bad game. It's not that it has zero replay value for me. It's just like, if I'm playing it, why am I using a bot to play a game that's so horrifically and horrendously 3-year-old easy that I'm using a bot to get some Pokemon. Like, I don't see any legitimate reason to use a bot to get a Pokemon unless it's Mew specifically, because you can't get it from the Pokeball Plus anymore because most of those have been used up. That having been said, you can catch every other single freaking Pokemon that you can get in that game, so there's just really no need to use the bots. And now, that concludes my rant. When it first comes out, absolutely not. PK Hex will not work on Scarlet, but eventually the good old boys at projectpokemon.org will probably figure it out on how to spoof Pokemon into Violet and Scarlet, and it'll work several months after its release, just like with Pokemon Legends Arceus. You haven't replayed it besides to hunt a shiny Charmander? Yeah. And you're absolutely right, A. Peterson. It was great for shiny hunting. Like, I can't argue that. Like, I think it worked out phenomenally well for shiny hunting. But again, if you're shiny hunting, you're not using the bot to get those shinies, or else you would just use the bot to get those shinies. So, like, yes, I had fun playing the game. I loved using it to get my Meltan pieces and all that fun stuff over on Pokemon Go, but that's about it. It was great to be able to go back to Gen 1 in HD, and I full send up support that. What I think we need as an HD, and this might be a little scandalous, so hear me out. I know that theoretically Generation 5 is the next generation up on the HD remake agenda, in theory. However, and hear me out, Generation 2 in HD, not as a Let's Go franchise installment, but as a whole thing. Just remake it in today's image of Pokemon. I think that would be pretty sweet. I love Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Hands down, my favorite remake. Okay, never mind. I lied. That one's going to be a toss-up with Generation 3 remake, so I do gotta disclaimer that, but Heart Gold and Soul Silver hit hard, and I think that we could use a little bit more of that in the universe. I thoroughly enjoyed being able to play 3rd generation as a remake in better graphics with Megas. However, I know that I'm in the minority of that one, so yes, I will say that definitively Heart Gold Soul Silver is the best remake we've ever had of a Pokemon game, and we could use a little bit more of that. Absolutely, Kiko Melon. I hope we get Pokemon Legends Celebi for a Johto remake. Honestly, if we do, I think it should take place in the immediate, not aftermath, but in the immediate occurrence of the Tin Tower burning down some 200 years before the events of, I think it's 200 years. Either way, during the events of the Tin Tower burning down in Pokemon Gold and Silver, I think that's where we should get to play. I wish you the best of luck in being able to open that store, Avery. Hopefully, you'll be able to accomplish your dreams and wishes. I wanted to be a video game developer, and I couldn't handle programming, so I wish you the best in fulfilling your dreams and desires on that front. That having been said, we have just enough time to do one more encounter before my wife gets home. Could you run Android on a modded 3DS? I would hardly think so. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I don't think it's probable. Not without a good degree of programming. And Avery, no, actually, I do not like Takis. If it isn't a Dorito or Lay's potato chip, I really don't eat it. You can run Android on Switch. That one doesn't surprise me. The Switch is, despite its limitations, pretty beefy. Not as beefy as people would like it, but it's decent. Ah, sorry, Mom. Don't yell at me. I'll fix the clock. Your new AMV video? What is AMV? But yeah, I suppose you can DM it to me. I don't care. Haha! Game Boy Advance is connected to serve as a controller, foreshadowing the connection for the Game Boy Advanced player. Or not foreshadowing it, but at the very least alluding to it. Who are you breaking into my house? For shame. Sure. Are you making music videos or something? To be a video game designer was your dream too? Well, get it done, Tavon. You still got time. In fact, I still got time. I just think it's improbable that I'll actually get around to it. So go live our dream! Programming just scared me too much. Not really their biggest fan, I'm gonna be honest. For the most part, I feel like that group is pretty overrated. They do have some good songs, though. Not gonna lie. My favorite band. That's a great question. And I don't know exactly how to answer that. I think answering it from what's my favorite band, what's more common, would be I like Fall Out Boy. I think out of all the music I listen to, and all the artists that I've listened to, I think pretty much every single one of their songs that come out, I vibe to. And I was like, yeah, I'm digging this. So across the board, I would say Fall Out Boy is probably my favorite. Next to that, less known, Brock Hewitt. Pretty big fan of Brock Hewitt. He's the one that makes most of the soundtracks for Major Link's videos, which reminds me, I think I need to go check out a Major Link video that should be dropping. I should do a playthrough with that Jirachi. That's not a bad idea. Because I would need to get that Jirachi some ribbons. The only issue I would have with that is all of the random EVs that it would receive along the way. However, in Sword and Shield, I could easily erase those, so that wouldn't exactly be a problem. Yeah, I think I can vibe with that. Not a bad idea. Do a playthrough with Jirachi. I would love to play through Generation 3 on stream. I think that would be good. You will with your YouTube gaming channel one day. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think I might be on that train to do a playthrough of 3rd gen when I get that shiny Jirachi, which does mean, unfortunately, that I would need to enter my name as Brasscoin every time instead of A. Then again, I could just trade it over to a new file. You want to switch OLED and an Elgato for Christmas. I wish you the best of luck with that. Hopefully your laptop can handle said Elgato. Mine sure couldn't when I first got into streaming. I ended up building a PC entirely for gaming and programming at the time, but just due to some hardware incompatibilities, I wasn't able to run an Elgato capture card on it because the processor just wouldn't support it. Pretty sad day, that one. I can't remember. I'm level 7, so I'm inclined to believe that I've beaten May, but like I also feel like I haven't yet. I think I just had a little bit too much gusto in beating these Pokemon. Me being level 7 just means there's no way that I should lose to this Mudkip, right? Where do I buy Pokemon cards? I haven't bought Pokemon cards in about 8 months, but I think generally speaking I go to Walmart and buy them, or this game shop in town called Gameopolis. I've bought a lot of cards there. Oh, I think you're right, Tavon. It is pretty nostalgic. I know my Pokemon Colosseum playthrough actually was doing pretty well, so I'm excited to be continuing that, and I will be doing XD Gale of Darkness. My goal is to be able to complete all of Gen 3 and port them up to Generation 4. I'm actually working right now, this very moment, on my Gen 4 Sinnoh so that I could get access to the POW Park to be able to bring these Pokemon up, just in case I find a shiny Chimchar in the mix. Or not Chimchar, freaking Torchic. If I find a shiny Torchic in the mix, I want to be able to make sure that I can keep it. Because chances are, I will get a shiny Torchic before I get this Jirachi. But yeah, finish all of 3rd generation on stream. Well, go do it, Avery. Go shiny hunt that Chimchar. It takes forever, but it's kind of fun. Alright, lucky number 24. You don't need to update your berry program. Well, thanks, game. I'm glad. Such a happy little steel boy. I got the Jirachi. Now the test to see if it's shiny or not. Is it? Statistically not likely. And it is not shiny. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the stream with me. Tomorrow we will be playing through some of Pokemon Colosseum, get some more Battle Tower going on, get some leveling up going on, so that we can face the big bad in that game momentarily. So, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.